So I was sitting here thinking about the dreams, the many dreams that I've had of past loved ones, and the way things really worked out. It almost seems like they were giving me signs, giving me warnings, even just things to let me know that they're okay, showing me the way they look on the other side. That's what it felt like to me. And it's been very controversial here in the world today about dreaming of past loved ones. That some people say it's not good, don't entertain it, and some people say it's good. But it's crazy because I can remember a time it was showing me that I was singing or doing something in the church where I needed to go. And I would go there, and then there's something that takes place, like some type of miracle, some type of blessing. And I would see these things, and sometimes it would be warnings about different things, like showing me what people are really up to, or that particular past loved one showing me what's going on behind the scenes. And it's really, like I said, it's controversial. It's not like we're really reaching out to the dead, because the Bible lets us know that we're not supposed to talk to the dead. We're not supposed to seek them or worship them. But there's sometimes you receive these dreams and you're just not certain about what it is. Well, I'm here to tell you, you just pray about it and ask God to show you what is the meaning behind that dream. Is that loved one trying to show me something? Is that something that you're using to cause me to remember what I need to be doing? And many times it could be that we really don't really know, but all we can do is just pray about it and then see how it all works out at the end, take a little note about it. But we're going to enter into a series today of dreams where people on the TikTok, we're going to do these series again. I love these here for you guys, so you can see what everybody else's perspective is about having dreams about your passed on loved ones. What is it? Is it right? Is it wrong? And then you can decipher from there and see what it is that is going on in your life. What are you dreaming? Are you thinking of that person, and then something like you get a little sign or signal that was something like a sign from them? It's certain things that we pick up on and we really don't know. But we're going to go through the series anyway, so you guys can find out for yourself. And as always, I will leave everyone's information in the description bar below, so you can go and follow their TikTok and find out what they're up to. Be sure to stay tuned.
If you have had a dream about a passed over loved one, stop and stay. Now I'm going to take this into two different directions. First direction, if the dream was technically a good dream in your life. Let's say you had a dream about this person and everything was going good, this and that. 9 times out of 10, you're just missing their energy, who they were, and just like the time that y'all had, among a lot of other things. It's gonna take longer than just a video to explain. And before I get into the second scenario, in the new year, the first week in January, I'm dropping a dreams interpretations guide. It's gonna have over 100 dream interpretations. It's gonna list why you can't dream, why you can't remember, how to help with that, and a lot of other stuff. So be on the lookout for it. It's gonna be straight in this TikTok bio, promise you. But scenario number 2, let's say you had a dream about a passed over loved one and the dream was bad, like they were doing something bad to you or doing something bad in general. That means you literally have unfinished business maybe with this person in some type of way, whether y'all had a good relationship with each other or not. Just a lot of unfinished business there. Feels like a piece of the puzzle just was missing. And that reflects back to a lot of inner work that you may have to do with yourself in order to heal that part of yourself. But anyway, we're gonna do a whole bunch of these dream videos. Follow for more. Peace.
Let me share something with you, especially about dreams, because we're in a time where many of you are having dreams. The book of Acts chapter 2 talks about that how in this season, God is going to pour out his spirit upon us, our flesh, and many of us are going to prophesy, have visions, and dream dreams. I started to have dreams about 5 years ago, and I mean, they were flooding in on me. And I could not find anybody to help me to interpret dreams. I was like the prophet Elijah. I went to God saying, God, I'm the only one that's having these dreams. And God was like, girl, be quiet. I have a whole community of prophets who can help you. So I ran across the prophet John Paul Jackson, who is no longer with us, a mighty man of God. I ran across a prophet, a woman of God, Dr. Barbie Breathitt, who really knows how to break down the dreams and take you directly to the Bible. I ran across Tony Brewer, who talks about dreams and numbers, and I really started to learn things, and the Holy Spirit began to open up things with me. And I just want to share one thing with you about dreams, because a lot of you may have dreams where your family member, you see your mom, your dad, someone who has passed away. Let me explain this to you about seeing familiar faces in dreams. It doesn't mean that that person is coming to you from the grave to tell you something. What that means is that God uses things that are familiar to us to drive something home. I've had dreams about my mom coming to me and telling me something, but I knew that God used her face so that I could remember it. I can understand that what he was saying in the dream had value and that thing was going to impact my life. It's kind of like teaching a child their alphabets, and you want them to remember the letter A. So you keep showing them an apple. You keep showing them an apple. So when they see the apple, they're going to be like, oh, that's an A. A is for apple. So if you know that you have seen your mom's face, you're going to relay that to something of value, something very important, and something that's going to stay with you. So that's what that means when you see your parents' face, especially when they're giving you information. God knows how to speak our language, and he will use familiar faces to bring us important information. It could be the face of someone that's still alive. I get that all the time. I have one of my classmates. When I see her in a dream, I already know that God is playing the role of father in that dream, because she always comes in the dream with some beautiful piece of information. But that's her spirit, even in the natural. If you meet her, she's that type of person. She always got something loving and helpful to say to you. So God uses that face because I'm familiar with her in the natural of having that type of energy and that type of spirit. That's the way God speaks with us. Now, can Satan use family members and people that we know to speak to us in dreams? Can he use those type of tactics as well? Yes, he can. So that's why you have to take every dream that you have before the Father, and he's going to tell you, this is me, or this is not me, this what this means, this is not what it means. Okay? So I just wanted to share that with you so you have an understanding, because dreams are going to come and you need to know. So I hope that this helps you. Y'all be blessed. Have a great day.
Hey, it's Dr. Dare. I just came to share a story. Usually when I'm dreaming about my mom or my dad, who are both deceased, they never talk in the dream, right? And so I've been trying to figure out why that is. So I decided to look it up online, and it says, unresolved issues. A dream of a dead person not talking to you may be a sign that you still have unresolved issues with them from when they were alive. It is important to take time to reflect on those issues and find a way to reach closure. Or it could be number 2, grief. Dreaming of a dead person not talking to you can be a sign that you are struggling to cope with their death. It is important to take the time to grieve and to find ways to honor the memory of the deceased. Or number 3, it could be that spiritual guidance, the dead may be trying to impart wisdom and teachings to you through your dream. It is important to take time to reflect again. And then number 4, closure. Dreaming of a dead person not talking to you can be a sign that you are seeking closure. And so I'm going to think mine is the spiritual guidance because if you listen to another video that I posted from my dad, it was kind of a lesson being taught in the dream. So just thought, have you ever dreamed had a dream with about your deceased person, and did they talk in the dream or not? Curious to know. Put it in the comments.
Someone you love has passed away and you want to get them to visit you in a dream. I'm going to show you exactly what to do right now. Before I show you, it's really important for you to understand what's happening when your loved one comes into your dream. First, they're not coming into your dream. You're actually leaving your body and meeting up with them in the spirit world. That's why some of you who've already experienced this know how real it feels. That's because it was. Now, the most common reason for our loved ones to visit us in our dream is because we've been thinking about them throughout the day, or especially when we're thinking about them as we fall asleep. What happens when we think about our loved one, it brings their energy closer to ours. And when you fall asleep, your conscious mind relaxes enough for you to experience them. Now, it's important to know that there's a much easier way for you to communicate with your loved ones than to have them come in your dreams. And that's why you're going to follow me, because I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But for now, if you want to have a visitation, all you have to do is think about them as you're falling asleep, and the rest will happen automatically.
I do read dreams, and I also teach people how to start being able to read their own dreams. Having a dream about somebody that passed, I'm going to say 1,000 times out of 1,000 times means that that person is literally visiting you in your own dreams. When you dream, your mind, your consciousness is in the astral plane. That is also where we go when we pass. There's no space or time in the quantum realm, in the 0 point energy field, right? So the same... the thing is, it's just at a higher frequency. When we pass away, our consciousness, our soul, it remains right here. It goes nowhere. It is a different dimension. It's a higher frequency that we cannot access because our brains do not process that higher frequency unless we teach them to process that higher frequency. Our brains are a processor, right? It's a computer. You can speed it up by learning. You can speed it up by meditation and reading and concentration, and you don't have to sit down and close your eyes and meditate. You have to concentrate. You have to focus your concentration on something. That can be crafts. That's how I do it. That can be something that you just love to do. Whatever lights your soul up, right? But when we sleep, our brains go into that astral plane. So the faster your processing speed is, the higher frequency energy your brain can process. You'll start remembering dreams more. You'll start having lucid dreams more. You'll start having vivid moments in dreams, and then awake as well. You'll start being able to connect with those energies as your processing speed gets higher, and as you're able to bring in those higher frequencies and interpret those higher frequencies during the day. When our loved ones, when our relatives visit us in dreams, they are basically coming into that frequency. They're trying to show us something. So whatever happened in the dream, what you want to do is try to wake up, and first of all, if you have a dream like that and you remember everything, you want to try to write it down. Because sometimes, even though you remembered it in that moment, it will start to fade. But what you want to try to do is start to see or interpret very slowly, carefully, cautiously, what that energy meant to you, what that dream meant to you, what the symbolism in the dream is meaning to you. It's always going to be a metaphor. So if you had a father visit you in a dream, it could be saying that during your waking life, you've been missing your dad, and and he's just showing up to tell you, like, I didn't go anywhere. Whatever happened in the dream, he's showing up to say, like, I'm right here. I'm still with you, and answer questions that you've been asking in your own consciousness, during the day. So hope that helps a little bit. I do interpret dreams. Like I said, if you have any specific questions about something that happened in the dream, or like wherever I'm just seeing him talking to you or something like that, I don't know. But if you have a specific question about like something that happened in a dream, I can also interpret what symbolism that was, or where it showed in your life, or if they said something specific in a dream, I can start to I get information based on information. That's my appointments. We kind of just sit there and chat back and forth, and as new information comes in, that's kind of what directs the conversation to what happened and which direction we're going. And I get more and more information as you get more information. But the thing is, you have to be very relaxed, and as we do that, you'll start receiving your own information. You getting more information off of my information when we're kind of just both chilling. That's the way it works. So that's the same way that it works when you're asleep. Because you're relaxed, because you're calm, because you're asleep, you get information. You get, your brain can process when it's relaxed to the point where that energy, your dad's energy, can come in. Anywho, go drink water, y'all.
Now I just know y'all don't went and got my book, The Burning Bridge. Y'all don't went and got my book, right? I got several of them, and they ready to be shipped to you today. Okay, so make sure you go and get this book. All you gotta do is look in the description bar below, or look on the description in the bio, okay? Go over there and get your book today. You're gonna love this. This is gonna help you to realize that God is still in charge. He is still moving in your life. So many blessings on top of blessings you're gonna realize when you read this book, because you do not have to suffer alone, okay? I love you. Thank you. Make sure you go and get it. Go ahead and get it. Peace and blessings.